Hi guys, I'm Andrea, and I thought I'd share a little video about the story that God has given me. Um, so here it goes. Yeah, when I was younger, I went to church every Sunday, went to Sunday school every week. I had a family who loved me very much and provided for me every day, but it wasn't always perfect. Even though my parents loved me and my brother very much, they weren't very good at loving each other, and they weren't very good at loving themselves. Um, yeah, so I remember the good times of my childhood um, very well, but I also remember the bad times. Nights I would just go to sleep crying because my parents were in the next room fighting. Um, Thankfully, through that, I had a Lord who was constantly pursuing me. I called out to Him in those nights, and even though I didn't see direct results from that, I knew that He was there. As a child, I was very outgoing and happy. I loved to meet new people and make new friends, but this wasn't the case after a while. When I was in elementary school, I had some friends who, to be honest, weren't very nice. And in turn, I wasn't very nice. Around fourth grade, they decided they didn't want to be friends with me anymore. Um, though I've forgiven this now, I can still see results of that betrayal in my life today. Um, this began my everyday struggle for approval and acceptance. I was no longer the happy go lucky little girl who I was before, but instead I was a timid one who thirsted for the approval of others. Fast forward to junior high and early high school, and you'll find a girl who had some pretty good friends, um, but she wanted more. Like many girls my age, I just wanted to fit in with the crowd that I deemed cool. Um, in the wake of that, I left some really great friends of mine in my dust. I was also striving for the acceptance of my parents and my God. I was the stereotypical good girl. Um, Anytime I broke out of that box, I would just lie about it. I thought it's no big deal. These things don't really matter. I'm not hurting anyone. It doesn't matter if I tell the truth. But that wasn't the case. Um, when I was a sophomore in high school, my friend invited me to come to his youth group. And that was a big turning point in my walk with the Lord. I can still remember the devotion that my youth pastor gave the first time I went. He was talking about the disciples, how amazing it must have been to walk by Jesus, flesh against flesh. He cried. I had never seen this kind of reaction before. I'd heard all the stories. I knew what Jesus had done for me, and I knew that He loved me. But this kind of emotion, pure joy, just from Bible verses, I'd never seen that before. This was when I first began to examine my relationship with God. If this guy was experiencing this kind of emotion, and that kind of emotion was possible, and I had never experienced it, I knew that something must be missing. I had never before realized my absolutely desperate need for a Savior. I hadn't realized the depth of my sin. I hadn't experienced the all encapsulating love and grace that God gives me today. I was broken and I needed to be fixed. And I didn't understand that before. Through this youth group, I was able to be exposed to the kind of Christianity that is based on Jesus, the life changing power of the good news of Jesus Christ, that He had come to save me. When I went to college, my sin was exposed more and more every single day. I saw more of who God was, and in turn, saw more of my brokenness. I saw that I was putting my comfort in my friends' approval, in my relationship. I was putting it above God. Every single day, I continue to struggle with these things. Just because I have experiencing the life-changing power of God doesn't mean I'm perfect. I still fail, I still doubt, and I am continuously in need of a Savior. But I now know that my sins have been nailed to a cross. I no longer have to deal with the guilt of those sins. They no longer hold me. The only person who holds me is Jesus Christ. Guys, this can be true for you. It's true for me. It's true for many people on this earth. Guys, you don't have to deal with your sin anymore. Your sin has been nailed to a cross because of a loving and gracious God. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to share with you guys that. And um, if you have any questions, you want to know more about this God that I'm talking about, or you just want to talk about my life, I'm here. Send me a message, call me, it's fine. Yeah, so that's all I got. Thanks.